screw this in, and then we'll get everything all marked up nice, and then...
Well, it's time to finish off this shed. Now the first thing we did is install a drip edge along the bottom. And we had that custom made, and when you do that you can get different colors, and we were able to get the one that matches the siding.
I kind of like that better. We'll
So we are going to temporarily put that on with some screws, and when we know that it's all level and everything fits nice, then we'll staple it with our 1/4 inch crown stapler. Now what I'm doing here is marking the studs. We're using a fairly heavy composite siding. This particular brand is CanXL, and beautiful siding, but you want to make sure you nail that into a stud. So that's what I'm doing, going around the whole shed, marking out the studs.
Now, where do we want to leave the gap? Probably up at the bottom.
Right?
Now before we do any siding, we have to put up our trim. And in this particular shed, we're using the same as the house,
Tight?
which is a cedar trim. Now we pre-built everything, pre-cut everything, and that way we could stain it all and have it ready, so all we had to do was just put it up, nail her in place.
See all that little shit out from there?
Which one do you want? The little one? Tight.
Now I'm just using a 2-inch 16 gauge brad nail to put the trim on. You don't need anything too elaborate, it's just trim.
No, I didn't miss the other one.
The doors are the last thing to get trimmed up,
Pretty hard.
and we just screwed a piece of board to the inside of the framing. That way we can just slide the trim right up against it, and it'll be perfectly flush with the inside of the door.
Right there.
With the trim all done, it's time to start siding. I'm doing the cutting and Gord is doing the nailing. Now with any siding, you should pre-drill and then just use a good siding nail, and that's what we're doing here. Of course, vinyl, you don't have to do that, but any good composite siding, make sure you pre-drill or you could end up in some trouble.
Should we just do that again or 64?
Yeah, do it again.
I should also mention that we actually built a starter strip for this one. You can buy it. We just basically just took a piece of 1/4 inch, I think, 3/8 material, put a bit of a 45 in there, made a level line, and tacked her up. Worked out great. Now the siding for this shed was leftovers from the house, and we had some shingles left over and quite not enough siding to do it all, so we put shingles up the middle, and we're really quite happy that we did. It looks great.
Whoosh, a little cold on the fingers this morning.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right?
This one here I can pick up and see.
Yeah, no, here, I'll just give a measurement. 15 and 3/8
To the center.
to the center from the edge. Just put a mark on the, put a mark on top. Well, you should be into a, I know it. Just draw it on.
Now it's time to measure up and build some doors. Like I said before, we have a 4-foot opening where we're going to have two 2-footers and then one at 42. Now, if I can make a suggestion, know what you're going to need for materials, buy it, actually buy more than what you need. Put it away and let it dry for a little while so that you can pick out the really nice straight 2x4s. And we're just laying them flat, using a pocket screw, and putting them together that way.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can mute it. Don't worry.
So on the inside, we are actually going to put just a little 45 made out of some plywood. Now, one thing that we didn't do is to account for some door stop. So make sure that you give yourself a 1/2 inch on the outside perimeter of your door frame before you put your plywood down. That way your door stop will fit nice. Well, we had to hang the 42 just to see how it fit. And you can see how I built it there. We've got the gusset coming up from the bottom hinge up. And that's how you want to build your frame. Now to skin these doors, we used a composite. In fact, it's the same company that builds the siding, and they've got the little strips going down so it looks like vertical siding. Looks really, really good, and it looks like it's going to be very durable, and it's paintable as well. When I cut the skin for the doors, I'm actually going to overhang it by about 1/8 of an inch on each side. We're going to glue it and then use the 1/4 inch crown stapler to staple it down. And then I'm going to run a flush trim router bit around it. That way you're not fighting to try and get it perfect. Just turn it up on edge here and take a look at your sizes. Show you that nice booties. Looks good over here. Okay. Just give her a move. That should be good. Got it. Okay, do we have any knots on this side? That's pretty good there. That's good there, eh? We got a knot on that side we got to really watch. Down where you're...
This is a little lumpy here too, but not too bad.
Oh no, that's good.
Yeah, this one here just
Yeah, if we can avoid that little spot there, we're
kind of
good.
freeze butter. Whoa! That's a kick of drums, eh?
Once we got the outer skin done on the doors, Gord painted them. Of course, that was done after hours. And also, all of the trim has been cut a little longer than what we needed, but it's all been stained and ready to go. So now it's up to us now to cut it and get it in place. So now we're going to remount the doors. We put the trim on the side of the hinge side and then remounted it, and that will allow us to confirm that when we put our trim on, our gapping is going to be right.
Okay, so we're gonna go with this door first.
Hanging those double doors is a bit of a pain. Just take your time. Shim everything until that outside gap is perfect,
It's flashing,
and screw it into place.
Go on the inside and hold that other door, so I don't bump it and push it in. Okay, kick the bottom in, out.
At the hinge?
Yep. We got another inch and a half to go.
Oh.
There you go. Okay. So it needs to be hinged.
Okay, you gotta swing it.
Word of advice, when you're installing your hinges or your latches, make sure you pre-drill. Wood is very unpredictable. It can take your screw and send it off into a different direction, and next thing you know it, your hinge won't line up. So pre-drill, pre-drill.
Hey Ryan.
What's up?
Hey, hello.
Oh.
Hey.
Gordon and I are working on the bottom trim for this double door. We're doing the same process for the top as well, and we're cutting it to length so that our gap in the center is going to be perfect. Now we're going to leave about 1/8 of an inch or so for our gap. So the doors were designed so that the trim will overhang just a bit so that we can get that gap perfect. I hope that makes sense.
A little more yet. Okay. A little more, 1/8 of an inch. Right there.
Once we confirmed all the trim, we did take the doors off one more time to finish everything up. And right now I'm just reinstalling them.
Yeah. Okay, lift her up. That looks really, really good. Oh, I know, I've got the wrong grade time.
Yeah.
Bit on it. So then he forgets to pull the thermometer out, opens it up, thermometer's gone. It melted right off the little diner, eh? And we're just howling. Smoke alarm is going off.
Yeah, I'll get to it right there.
Now that we've got the doors hung and we're really happy with the gapping, it's time now to add some hardware. We're just installing a couple latches right now.
Perfect.
All right.
Beautiful.
Couple more hinges to go and you're done.
Yeah, that's great.
This is a shot of the finished shed. Now we've added that center hinge and latches are all done. And you can see that we've also installed a light. Now the light, we waited until all the shingles were done so we knew exactly where we could put it so that it would fit the best. I think it turned out perfect. Gord couldn't be happier. The only thing that we've done that is not in the photo here, and it was done a couple weeks after this, of course, there was some eaves trough put on, and that tied it all together. Beautiful.